this Republican Party is the rule of law party. There are ways to address this. There are ways to zero out funding. There are ways to review things or change it legislatively. This is not that way. What's the rationale here?
Well, it is an entity that exists within the executive branch. That's number one. And it has often been at odds with the U.S. State Department. And that's not a good thing. As Marco Rubio said today, everything USAID does, or the bureaucracy does, needs to be aligned with the foreign policy goals of the United States. And so putting Rubio in charge of USAID today helps begin to achieve that alignment. I'm actually a supporter of American soft power. That's what we call it, soft power. I believe it's good. I believe it's often been used as a tool to help the United States combat influence from China and other adversaries around the world. But there is a difference between soft power and soft stupidity. So whether you're funding whether you're funding like DEI musicals in some country or transgender surgery somewhere or whatever, that is not what most Americans.
Not what is happening.
That is not what most Americans would say is an effective tool of U.S. foreign policy.
On everything that
I'm not. I have a whole list right here. I mean, if you want me to forward it to you, I will. But the reality is, we have lots of money going to projects that don't do anything for the United States.
Cut those projects. Many governments do that.
Congrats. Welcome to the Republican Party. That's what we're doing.
Why are you locking people out of their office? Why are you trying to
because the
people
bureaucracy,
to stop working?
Because the bureaucracy is non-responsive.
Without the accountability
because the bureaucracy is non-responsive.
Congress,
add one thing?
Ashley, go ahead.
It's hard to believe that someone that added $8 trillion to the U.S. deficit is really even serious about cutting cost. So I don't buy this argument that this is an effort to cut costs and make sure that there's not any government waste.
It's an effort to cut stupidity. These programs, and I could read out the whole list. If you'll give me 60 seconds, I'll read the whole thing. But there is a difference between smart soft power and dumb spending by left-wing ideologues who inhabit this bureaucracy.
This is the president's efforts to undermine government one agency at a time. He's signing an executive order to get rid of the Department of Education, probably as we speak. That's what this is all about. It's an effort to undermine our government one agency at a time.
Who's running the government? I mean, I know you know how this works, but the president's in charge.
Your president is.
You can't undermine your own government. He's in charge of the bureaucracy, and all they're asking for, Phil and everybody else, is for the money that we spend around the world to be aligned with U.S. foreign policy interests. They have put out a long list of programs that have nothing to do with our interests. Why can't we go in and root that out and redirect the money coming from the Secretary of State to the things that matter the most? That's it. That's all they want.
Scott?